Hello? Hey, what's that? What? Subscribe to Rebels Every 2000. Okay. Yeah, subscribe to me if you can. I'm just kidding. Anyway. Right. Don't know if this will work. We'll just have to see how long it goes for. Because I know YouTube has implemented its auto, whatever it is, to detect videos that violate quote-unquote guidelines and copyright strikes. So, we'll just have to see what happens. I'll let this run for as long as it can, but I'm probably going to be silent. So, yeah, Streamlabs, what is that? What is that? I don't know what that is. System 6, fishy wooshy. You might want to change that. That sounds really weird. I'm not going to lie. Sorry. Alice. Tom Strong 148, welcome to the channel. Forgive me, I don't think I've recognized you before. Welcome to the channel, welcome to the stream. Right. And if any of y'all are wondering what Jesse's current status is, he's still recovering. And it ain't, he's still recovering from his arm, but from what he's telling me, up in New England, they're getting hit hard by this, whole thing that's broke out. But, yeah. Streamlabs, mate, I tried that once. I couldn't get it to work for me. Does it help you do like live streams like this, for instance, on the phone, or does it only work for computer? Does it only work for phone? Like, what's the game plan here? You mean Fruitboat's Discord? Or do you mean the YouTube channel? I can make you a moderator. Boom. There you go. It's the beauty of being the owner of the channel. You can make certain people moderators if you want. I have one request. Don't abuse your power. Yeah, I can't get any kind of editing software, any kind of streaming software, none of that on this computer, on my Toshiba, because it's not built to be a high-powered computer or a gaming computer or both. It's only got 4 gigabytes of RAM in it total. That cannot be upgraded. I've looked at the technical information. The Toshiba actually still has this version of this exact computer model. Technical information online still is a PDF. In fact, let me look. I can read the bottom of the thing for you. The Toshiba's make model is a Satellite C55D-B5 or -B5212. Windows 8.1 is the original Windows system that was installed on it. I looked and I found the exact technical information for the computer. It was originally manufactured in 2014, which makes this thing close to 6 or 7 years old now, which would be about right. I can't do a factory reset or a system restart on it for some reason. In other words, for some reason, I think it's gotten to where it's either too old to update or too old to be wiped. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it won't allow me to restart it or if it's just simply too out of date to go through a system restart or a drive wipe. The reason I say that is because I wanted to try and clear it to see if it would go faster. Felix Fortson, don't spam or I will have a System 6 temporarily silence you. In other words, put you in a sort of timeout there. So, yeah, don't. Just please don't. Alright? Thank you, Kevin. Nothing personal, Felix. Don't spam, okay? If you join the Discord server that Fruitboat made, which is in the channel banner at the bottom right, there's a spam channel. You can spam it all you want there. Yeah. So, I'm curious, how many people from my school, that I know, teachers, students, or whatnot, how many of y'all are still, stuck at home through all this mess? I just don't want there to be spam because I won't be able to read other messages. For instance, like this, I would have missed your message there. JVGJTUJ Roblox, what's up? I don't know how to pronounce the first part, so I'm probably going to have to spell it out each time. Oof. That's bad. for me it's the same. Like everyone's debating on whether we should go back on the 30th or the 31st. I honestly say just, let us keep with this what we're doing now. Like it'd be for the best, and since we don't know how long this illness outbreak, whatever you want to call it, since we don't know how long it will last, or if there'll be a cure for it in the near future, I'd say keep all the schooling online until everyone is certain, until everybody, like governments, health organizations, everyone who works in public places and events, is certain that this disease is cured or wiped out, or at least contained enough to where people can be going back out. Like, for instance, I'd say, keep the students like us, high school students, like I'd say let us and the teachers all work from home, probably say through April or May, and we could probably still do a graduation thing. It just wouldn't be like the typical one where you have it at the school and everybody shows up. You just have to, get all your diplomas and speeches and whatnot through by email, and you could just, email old for teachers you had in prior teachers you've been taught by, by email. I do it all the time when I share my photos with teachers at my school who are interested in them. So it gives it, it's not all like, completely isolated. You can go by email, you can talk by Skype, video chats, you name it. Donovan. That's my real name. I've said my real name a few times in a few older videos. It's just whenever I do my sort of intro, it's sort of a thing which has become sort of instinctual. Mental memory as far as like that's concerned. Yes, but the way name is spelled is different. My name is spelled differently. If you spaced it like just sort of shy of the middle, like after the first N in the name and before the only A in the first name, you could get Don Avon. So, yeah. Also, the stream is at 7 minutes. That's the longest it has been in the past 2 days. I'm stunned. Anyway, right. Enough talk! I'll give any of you guys points if you know what movie that quote's from. It was said by a former T-800 Terminator. I'll leave that to y'all to answer in the comments. Alright. Since I'm here, I need to send a few emails out to a few teachers. As far as my financial literacy teacher, I need to get into that email sent because of an assignment she wants us to do. In other words, the assignment in question is some online review for what we've learned in our class. And I'm not going to say her name for privacy's sake, but yeah, she wanted us to review all of the different lessons, all together as one thing. I was going to email her and ask her, if I could study each part, one lesson at a time so I don't get overwhelmed. Because that was what I was originally going to do yesterday, on Wednesday, but of course, I had that zoology project, which did get graded. I passed on it and with flying colors, which is rare for me. It's funny, as a person, I'm interested in animals, but yet when it comes to like being taught about them in detail, it's like there's some I'm interested in, there's some I'm not interested in. There's like, don't get me wrong, there's some parts of zoology that I do find interesting. I've never really been able to handle, like, dissections. I was able to do at least one, so that's okay, but it's just like, yeah. Sorry, this is something I don't want. Yeah, blah. Yeah, so, the only other project I could keep an eye on now is my increasing facial hairline, or my receding hairline. How's this for a cursed image for you? Hey, RP2K Madness Discord bros. Is this cursed enough for you? It's like, is this enough cursed imagery for you? Look at this. I've got a receding hairline, And yet, all I can have to do to make it look like that is just do this. Anyway. Well, that is a good question. A lot of people were concerned about what the game plan is for those here. Like, everyone at the school here, we don't know, like, if we're going to continue doing work from home or if we're going to go back on the 31st. I mean, to be fair, what I think they should do is let, a certain number of students in. Like, say if they wanted us to come in for, like, final exams and whatnot, or EOCs, I say bring a certain number of students in. Not like the whole school population. I'm saying, like, maybe enough, like 20, 30 students each, and, and have them in certain classrooms spread throughout. Maybe say 1 to 3 students, maybe even 8 in one classroom each, and have them test that way, and then, just basically do it daily throughout the day, maybe throughout maybe a certain area of hours. But I don't think anybody would want to do that. That would be too complicated for every school to do. And, like, sure, my school is not that big of a high school. I mean, I don't know the exact total number. I know it's in, like, well above the 100-digit number, but it's not like in the 100,000 digit. It's far lower than that. I think it's like, I don't know, 1,000 or something. I don't know the exact number. I'm just going to guesstimate and say that's 1,000 as far as the high school population is concerned, like, in terms of all the people in attendance. But, yeah, like, I really don't know what our plans are at the current moment in time. Like, for instance, here's a good example. I was able to get a good bit of the work that some of our teachers assigned us to do over the course of 2 weeks done in a few days. And so as a result, a few of those teachers are starting to assign us more work because of the fact we are able to get work done quicker. Heck, the thing is, though, that project that I had to do for zoology, if it were something I had to do during a normal school day, I'd be stressing out because I wouldn't be able to get it done. Because I wouldn't have enough time during class because I'd get distracted by both this and by my peers. And, I mean, let's face it, I don't have a lot of time to work on it, and I wouldn't normally do the schoolwork at home. Like, if it's a normal school day where I'm going to school at the school for, say, 6, 8 hours, I don't want to have to deal with doing the work at home. I'd rather make it up in academic support, which is a class I have that helps me it's specifically made to help students get work done at the school for other classes so they don't have to do it at home. But this project was different since it concerned an animal I already had prior knowledge of and a major interest in. And since we were doing the work at home anyway, that's what made me be able to go all out on this one project and get it done far better. Basically, since I was able to work at home and had the entire day to do the project and work on it, I was able to work on it at my own pace, not get stressed out while doing it. And as a result, I was able to make something that really goes far above any other bit of classwork I've done in that one class in general. Like, that's the thing. It's easier if any of you have zoology and get a project like what I had to do, go with an animal that you already have prior knowledge of, because sometimes that makes it easier while doing the project because you already have a good bit of knowledge on the animal you're doing. Like, for instance, mine was the bottlenose dolphin, for instance. That's one of that was the animal I chose for the project. It was an animal I had prior interest, like a prior knowledge of. It was an animal I'm interested in, and one I actually had the pleasure of seeing out in the wild quite a few times along Barrier Islands on the Georgia coast and even the South Carolina coast. Heck, even in Charleston and Savannah, I've seen them a few times. I think the only time I ever saw any dolphins in captivity was at the Clearwater Marine Aquarium, but I think that's because the ones they had were rescued and whatnot, which, thank goodness. But anyway, moving on from that, the other thing I need to do currently, as far as work that was assigned for this week, is a film project that my drama teacher laid out for us. We have to, as it says here, we need to watch a film and we need to answer the questions following it concerning, three major characters and the actors who play them. And we need to give a critique on, how well they did, how well they acted, what you liked about the character, so on and so forth. The only reason I haven't done it yet is because I don't know what film I want to go. I don't know of a film I want to use for this. Like, that's the thing with me, and this happens at the school. Whenever we watch a film where we're supposed to take notes on it, if the teacher doesn't pause it and go over it with us, I usually don't end up filling out the notes. Because I get tuned into the film itself. Like, I get more tuned into it to watch it rather than fill out the notes and watch it at the same time. Like, that's always been a problem for me. I mean, that's happened well before high school. And I actually do hope, a few of my teachers see this, because a lot of the problems that they've noticed that they've had to deal with me, I mean, I'm hoping to try and answer in this if it makes any sort of, sense, considering I can't think of what I'm trying to say half the time. I mean, let's face it, as every high school student does not like taking notes, but to be fair, like, for instance, with me, I don't like taking notes, but I still do it. I make art gripe and complain about it, and sure, I might get distracted once in a while by this phone, but in the end, I still try to get as much of the work done as I can. But, like, yeah. I don't know if I could share the project with y'all. I downloaded a PDF of it before I ended up turning it in, so I'd have it in case anyone wanted to see it. I don't know if it's up to date, though. I had to go back and add one picture and tweak a bit of information regarding slide numbers, because the thing ended up at nearly 20 slides. So, is there a way I can open this and not have it open in Microsoft Edge? I swear, I'm not interested in that. Ooh, excuse me. There we go. Chrome might work better. Yes. Yeah, it's up to date. Okay. The way I can tell is I had to go back and add a picture for another photo for the life cycle thing. If any of you guys do get a chance to see the project, in fact, I'll try and send it real quick here. I'm going to send this in the live stream chat. Let me know if you guys can see it. I am going to warn all of you in advance. One of the main points in the assignment was, a certain positive effect the animal gives. Like, you were supposed to list, what positive effects the animal gives and what negative effects it gives, or if it was neutral, and then what effects we had on it, positive, negative, neutral. Like, I did include, a lot of, there's like more on the negative than there is of the positive. There's literally one slide concerning any positive effects, and then there's 3 that show the negative effects that we have on them. And I will admit, I was taking a bit of a risk to include some of the images shown. They are graphic, and they are disturbing, but the fact is, what happens to these animals, ones I have knowledge of and otherwise, that's reality. It's not fiction. I honestly have my own sort of saying regarding, us as a species. We destroy more than we protect, and we kill more than we spare. And I think, in a way, what people who care about animals have been able to document shows that. It may not be what we as, everyday people want to see or believed, but unfortunately, it's real. It isn't staged. It's not fake. It's real. It's reality. It's not fantasy, nor is it fiction. And that's literally one thing I did put in the presentation. I put multiple warnings before you get to the slides. And there is a video link concerning it, but yeah, here's the link. Let me know if you guys can see it. I might actually remove it after a certain point. Just let me know if you guys can see it. You could probably, like, I don't know, copy, but actually, hold on. Let me remove that. Let me remove that. Sorry. I need to see if this can be... Is there a way... there's got to be a way I can open this thing. Yeah, like, that's the thing. If, like, say, here's an example. In zoology, sometimes we have to, when we watch some films regarding the wildlife we're taking notes over, we do occasionally stop on some of them, but some where we've had, like, a sub, we just try and fill it out as we go, which has happened in my financial literacy class, where if the main teacher isn't there and we have a substitute, we take video note. We, watch a video and fill out questions regarding the video. Some examples of what we watch in there include Undercover Boss and Shark Tank, Flea Market Flip, and whatnot. And we have to list, what do we like about the character, what good or work ethics do they have, what bad work ethics do they have, so on and so forth. And, yeah, like, that's an example of where we fill out the notes as the film or video plays, but in, say, English or composition, where we take notes over anything we've read. Like, if we're, say, for instance, we read a book that's since been made into a movie, well, now we watch the movie, but we stop it so we can fill out the notes. Or we watch a certain amount of the movie, and then we fill out the notes at the end after we've watched a certain bit of it. Like, if that's done, usually most of the time I can do it. Well, System 6, you can contact me here. I mean, I don't mind. I have a Twitter, but I hardly ever use it at all, so, yeah. There's gotta be a way I can, let me upload this to Drive and see if I can convert this PDF over to a Google slide. I might be able to, because then I can share it with y'all. That's email. That's not what I was looking for. I hate when I click wrong buttons like that. It drives me nuts. Yeah, you have no idea how long I've wanted to try and get back to streaming ever since this whole, work from home thing went into effect. So, yeah. I will say, whenever Jesse does get well enough to where he doesn't have to have his arm in like a sling anymore, we are planning on doing a film project. If you saw my video titled Birdsong Hogan House, which has those 3 cinematic clips, it relates to that. And that's all I'm going to say on it, because I don't want to give any further spoilers away. He ended up injuring his arm, I think, during a family photo shoot. And this was like a few weeks ago. I think a month or 2 ago, if I'm not mistaken. He actually let me know about it, before letting everyone else know. And I remember I was with my grandmother, my dad's mother at the time, and we were heading back to where she stays in Athens, and yeah, he called me and said, "So you know how I went from how I was a normal human being a few hours ago? Well, now I am not. I ended up breaking my arm." And my response was so casual and just so normal. Ellen just hollered. I was like, well, ouch. And she just she literally just did that. I mean it. She did that. If you guys could have seen the look on her face, it was priceless. Like, I mean, I was concerned with him, but since I'd seen plenty of students at my school wearing, like arm cast, hands cast, wrist cast, leg cast, all that, it was so normal that, I mean, the way I just said, that one word, just, it made her laugh because of just how casual it was. But, I mean, in all seriousness, not, though, I was hoping he would get better. In fact, I still check up on him to see, how he's doing, if he's doing all right. Like, I think I don't know what direction it would be if he were to look at his computer, but I think it's this arm that's broken and in the sling, so he can't use it. He's found a way to type with his hand. He can move by moving the keyboard around. So he doesn't have to move his arm. He can move the keyboard so that he can type with his fingers. I don't know how well that works. I know it'd be a bit more, time consuming, but at least it works and it doesn't make him hurt his arms. This one, I think, if I'm not mistaken, is the one that isn't, handicapped at the moment. So, I mean, if y'all were wondering why there's been no activity on his channel, that's the answer. And so, I mean, I'm still hoping he gets better and whatnot. So, yeah, where was that email? I think it would help if I went on ahead and posted the project to my drive. There we go. So that's uploading. Hopefully that'll convert over to a slide or PowerPoint document. That way I can share it without any problems. Alright, switching over to the school email that I have. Let's see if I've got any replies. I doubt it. Yeah, no, none. Okay, good. Alright. How many of y'all have heard of Quizlet by chance? I don't know if any of y'all have heard of it, but that's something some of our teachers use when we're doing online. Like if we're reviewing for tests and whatnot, they'll put the test online and we all go against each other as a class to see who knows the most and who gets the most points. I remember on another one, I forget the name of the thing, but basically it gives you power-ups and whatnot that you can use against players, like stop their, answer streak, stop their clock, and whatnot. Yeah, we used Quizlet, we used Quizzes, Kahoot, Finlet. We used Finlet. Not Finland! Finlet. I think it's Finlet. Finlit. Not Finland. Sorry, Patrick. Give you points if you know that meme. Anyway, yeah, the email is concerning Quizlet. Not much, Rich. I'm just concerned, chatting about what's currently going on with my home life as far as me having to do schoolwork from home. Now I can say I have experience of being homeschooled. Oh! For any of you film buffs out there who know of Stanley Kubrick's work, I can now officially say that I have seen The Shining. I can say I've seen The Shining. No clips, no scenes, the entire movie. And I swear it was fantastic. I loved it. I think that's the one horror film I can say I actually enjoyed watching. I think I can now just understand why so many people like it. In fact, I need to let my composition teacher know of that. I meant to let him know about it sooner. Well, on YouTube, it's certain clips and certain scenes. Perfect. Just what the doctor ordered. I don't even have to say or give any hints. He'll know. I'm only giving one hint. I'm not saying it here. He'll know exactly what it is. Scent. I actually sent him one photo one day where it's like, so we're having a Stephen Kingish kind of day because we had a fog that rolled in. And I was like, so the mist has hit so-and-so where I live. He's like, better stay inside so the monsters don't get you. I was like, lol, very funny. I was like, lol, I'll try. I'll try and check. Nice. At this point, considering I have nothing else better to do, I might as well just see how long this stuff can get before I have to shave it. You know what? I don't know. Same with us. We had iPads for a while. I don't know if they still use them, but we mostly have Chromebooks now. I remember we had a bunch of Dell computers, Dell laptops, and oh, they were crashing constantly. What's funny about Dell is like their desktops are slightly more reliable than their laptops. Like, I know I had a personal Dell laptop one time. It crashed like on a constant basis. Our AV film class that I used to be in, if you recall, it had the Apple desktop computers. They still have them in there. Heck, the class actually has a new teacher, and ever since he arrived, the whole thing has exploded popularity-wise. Like, it's insane. Like, he has a lot more for the students to do. He has a lot more film projects for them to do. They're a lot more technically demanding, which is very good if you're wanting to teach students how to be professional filmmakers. A lot of people I know are still in there. I mean, I'm glad the class is taken off. I mean, the original teacher who was there also did a drafting class. I once had both classes that she taught, and by the time I was in the second and third level, we didn't have anything to do. No film projects, nothing. And I think the only ones we had were relating to, like, the school, and I think there were, like, only 4 or 5 projects. So I'm happy. I'm very happy to see that the film class has taken off and has gained so much popularity and has really gotten its own sort of vibe. Like, it's got like a vibe of somebody where the person teaching it loves what he's doing. He loves what he's teaching, and he loves the art form in general. I mean, the teacher has film posters from all kinds of iconic movies: Blues Brothers, Back to the Future, Indiana Jones, The Goonies, Star Wars, Planet of the Apes. Those are just a few examples, but he's got them all over the walls. He's got paraphernalia, rosters, references, props, you name it, he's got it. And really, I mean, for instance, one of the assignments his class has to do is do a 30-minute film. We didn't have that back when the other teacher was there, so... And all the different camera angles and whatnot, there's more of them, there's some more... They're all a lot more technically demanding. And that's what I like. I love that the class has taken on a more professional, mood, in a sense. As far as the assignments go, they're more hands-on now, which is great. Like, for instance, they're doing storyboards now. They're not... When I was in the class, we were not doing storyboards. When I walk in there now, occasionally, while waiting for my zoology class to start, I've seen full-on storyboards that people have drawn up on the walls, and they're impressive, some of them. So I give major commendments to the students who have far more artistic abilities than I do as far as handwriting and drawing is concerned, because I can't do that. So I commend them with the utmost respect. And I have major respects for the teacher. I forget his name, and even if I did remember, I'm not saying it here, but major respects to you, man. You love what you do, and that's what makes it count. I honestly think if you can get a person who loves what they're doing as a teaching job in as the teacher, then you're going to be, as a school, you're going to be doing just fine. Because it's better to have people teaching students that love what they do for a job, love what they do for a living, and love the subject they're teaching about. Because that makes the because it makes the experience for the student all the more memorable. Like, I've had plenty of teachers all through my years of school, from the lowest level up, and there are plenty that I remember and remember well because they loved what they did. They loved the subject they were teaching. They loved the students most of the time. And I mean, sure, every day has got good days. I mean, sure, you have good days, you've got bad days, but that's nothing new. That's happened probably since school was even conceived. So, like, there's nothing new about it. There's going to be bad days, there's going to be good days, there's going to be days where even the kindest student gets stressed out in class now and again. It's nothing new. And there's going to be plenty of people who get distracted from doing their work. I mean, all of that is just a common thing. And it's happened and will continue to happen. I mean, the only way you could stomp out distraction is by banning, say, all the technology or anything else that would be non-school related. But you wouldn't get the students to do the work by doing it. I mean, that's the thing. I believe doing hard work is good, but having a bit of leniency now and again is also good because it makes it so the mind and body can relax. Even if it's for like maybe 10 to 15 minutes, maybe slightly less, it helps because it keeps the person from getting burned out in terms of doing what they're needing to do or what they're currently doing. Like, for instance, like, ever since I had to start doing work from home, I've been taking short breaks from YouTube and whatnot as far as making videos and doing streams. It's so I can focus on the work I need to do, which is good because since we're given a few assignments that a few teachers will know will get done in 2 weeks, like, it's a lot more laid back and it's easier on me because I'm not stressing about having to do another assignment on top of it on the same day. I can focus all my time and energy on one assignment for one class, and if I get it done, I can start on the other one if I wish, and if I don't, I won't want to do it on today, I can do it tomorrow. And so, I mean, it really helps. It really helps me because, like, there have been plenty of days where I've gotten so stressed out that I haven't been able to do my work or just refused to do it altogether. And it's because of the fact that I get stressed out because I feel like, with all the work I'm having to do on every other class, it's like I feel like I'm going to get overwhelmed. Or it's like I feel overwhelmed with the huge amount of work I'm having to do in every class altogether because I feel like, I won't have enough time to do it, or, I'm going to get distracted by, like, say, doing this, for instance, like looking at videos or something else that isn't technology related. There's a lot. I mean, the thing is with me is that whenever I'm at the school, there's over a million different things that could and usually do distract me. And I mean, that's one of the main things that makes me keep getting behind is I constantly get distracted or get frustrated. Like, when told, snap out of it or stop. I mean, that's normal with students. I mean, with me, I'll admit, I've got a bit of a short temper if I'm, like, zoned into that sort of distraction. I'll admit that. But I'm not mad at the teachers or the administrators. They're just doing their job, and I get that and respect it. I mean, because at the end of the day, we're all people. We're all human. And, even the most experienced of people make mistakes. You could have 10 years of experience, you could have 60 years of experience at doing what you do, and you can still make mistakes. It's nothing new. And I mean, it's the same with distractions. You can get distracted whether you have 10 years of experience or even 60 years of experience. You still can get easily distracted. And I mean, everyone has, good days and bad days, whether it's at work or at school. I mean, only difference is, like, you can't obviously yell at your boss. I mean, unless it's something really serious, I think that would be different. But even then, you could still get fired. So I'm not going to say that more on that. But like, fact of the matter is, it's like, I've come to actually like working at home. I don't know if I'd be able to do it on, say, a normal school schedule where it's like 7 classes, you have to do the work and all of them over a certain period of time, because I'd have to time myself so I wouldn't go into one assignment and then miss another. It'd be complicated. So if it were like this, where the work is laid back, and it was maybe like 1 or 2 assignments per class, then yeah, I would be able to do it in this, setting. But if it was the amount we normally do, no, I wouldn't be able to handle it. And I'm glad that my teachers, in fact, I see one of them has emailed me back on that thing regarding the signing. Thank you, sir. He's like, haha, yeah, it's awesome. Hope you enjoyed it. I most certainly did. I especially like the ending, like, and I've seen videos that I've seen videos well before I've seen the movie, I'll admit. But I mean, to be fair, since it wasn't like, they weren't like the entire scene, it didn't spoil much, so that's good. But I do like when some film buffs do explain endings for some of these films, like The Shining, which it makes the film in general more interesting as a whole, because, like, it's easier. Like, it makes the ending is far more interesting the next time you watch it, concerning some of the explanations and whatnot. So, yeah, let me go email my financial lit teacher real quick. Please hold. Alright. I haven't had to do any kind of math and whatnot, but yeah, I'm back. Let me get my little mount I made. In case any of you have seen it, here is what the design of it looks like. Here's the mount. Phone slides in up there. I'm gonna get some water. I'll be back. I'm gonna pause the stream so none of the music downstairs comes through. So no alternative. It's a genre that my mom and I like. Alright, I'm back. Yeah, sorry, the trip to get water took longer than expected. Kevin, you didn't have to remove that message, man. It's fine. So, what it looks like, we're having frozen chicken and I think homemade potato chips, believe it or not, which are going to taste fantastic. But, well, I wonder. Might as well see if I can email most of my friends to see if they want to try and join the stream. Let's see, 2. Da-da-da-da. Let me see. Yeah, I've always joked with everyone at the school I have more teachers as friends than students, which is actually true. It's like, for some reason, I don't know why, it's like I've never gotten along with people who are the same age as me. I've gotten along with people who are younger than me, and I've gotten along with people who are older than me. It's like, you know, what the heck? I don't get it. Let me see. Let me see here. I'm just letting a few students I am friends with know that I'm live and if they'd like to join. There we are. There we go. Done. Sent. Thank God. I know they're probably busy. I don't... See, the one reason I don't usually do... Well, there's actually quite a few reasons. I can name them. As far as to why I don't do my schoolwork at home is... Well, the main one is chores. The second is that I want to relax after I get my chores done. Third is usually anything that comes up afterwards, after the chores, like, you know, taking a shower, bringing clothes up that have since been washed, sorting those clothes to get, you know, mine specifically, or just like say towels out and whatnot, and well, and of course sleeping. That's the one thing, because the reason I got behind recently, but shortly before we had to do work from home, was because I ended up falling asleep in a few of my classes, so I missed a good amount of work, so I had to get that made up. And I got it made up like the day afterwards, which was a Wednesday. I remember it was when we had our long day, comprises our second period, fourth period, sixth period, and then an enrichment period. Now, my sixth period is academic support. The class that's there for me if I do need to make up work or get extra time to work on any work that I didn't get done during class. That plus enrichment gives me a total of about maybe 2.5 to 3 hours to get work done. But that's the thing. It's like for these last 2 years of my schooling, I've pretty much come out with decent grades, better than what I've usually had. But now it's like I've gone down to like back to my old lows, like I'm starting to slide down again. I love it. It's like I was able to keep my grades up for pretty much the entire school year, and then right now, right at the last maybe 2 to 3 months, it's starting to slide. I don't know if that's just me becoming paranoid about me not being able to graduate or what, but I mean, it's most likely because of the reason I mentioned, me not getting enough sleep. I mean, like right now, I don't mind staying up late because even if I sleep in late, I'm still have plenty of time to get work done. But, yeah. Oh, my friend Kristen. Alright. Shout out to those students I was able to send the email to, by the way, if y'all show up and I'm able to play the stream back. Yeah. Oh, I sent, my friend at the school, his name is Garrett G. He has a YouTube channel called Corrupted Knight. Y'all be sure to check him out. He does amazing stuff. He does amazing stuff, but it's not on as a frequent of a basis. So, yeah, but if you get a chance, be sure to check him out. He and I are close friends, and we've actually we did a bit of work together in AV Tech during my last tenure there, student-wise. Which, that's on my channel, if you guys would like to check it out. Oh, he's still around at the school. I still talk to him. He's not in AV Tech anymore, but I know my friend Garrett is still in there. My friend Colin is still in there. My friend Abby is still in there. There's a few people I know from the school who are still in there. And then there's plenty of new faces. I mean, that's common with school. You see new people you never thought or knew existed. But, yeah. I'm going to keep my school email open in case I'd get a reply back from my financial lit teacher because I had 2 questions. Could I do the Quizlet assignment? Because we're going over all of what we've learned during the school year. It's 8 different lessons, but she's wanting us to do them all in one go. I asked her, and one of the questions I had was, hey, could I do each lesson at a time instead of doing them all as one practice test? That way I didn't get overwhelmed. Because what I've been doing is I've been just basically focusing my attention on one project or one assignment or say one class and any work that it entails. And while it's good because I get the work done, it just puts a toll on me because, like for instance, after I got that project finished, I'd say maybe an hour and a half later, I was just exhausted. I felt like half asleep, even though I didn't take any naps prior at all. It just took a toll on me. I was exhausted. Because I'd spent the entire day working on the project and gathering information for said project. I mean, I'm glad I was able to get it done and do it better than any other project I had to do for that class. It taxed me energy-wise. Because, the computer is all I've got to keep myself occupied. I've wanted to go out on walks, believe me, I'd have, but well, I don't know. I mean, the reason I can't do it on a normal day is because of the chores and the fact, we're usually, my sister and I, we're usually the only ones here when we first arrive home from school. Occasionally, my stepdad will be there, will be here, but like half the time it's just Ellen and I say, just the two of us, if you've heard that song before. But yeah, like I can't go out on a walk during that time, and by the time most of my parents are home, it's dark. And, I have chores I've got to do, and I have to, get cleaned up, like take a shower, go to bed, or eat dinner, take a shower, and go to bed. Then sometimes I have to put either the food up or the dirty dishes that are the result of the said dinner up on top of that. So it's just, it also goes into why I can't do any schoolwork at home. It's because of all of those things I have to do after I do my main chores. It just leaves me with little time to do any assignments or even studying, like simple, maybe 10 to 20 minute studying. That's really how it is most of the time. Like right now, it's just one of those rare days where I don't have anything else to do. But the bad thing is it's almost, by this point, which is the only time I do have to do what I want to do, which is relax or do this, like streaming, it's usually at around 8 or 9 o'clock. Like on some days where I get all my stuff done earlier, then yes, but yeah, if any of you guys remember my streams where I stop them sporadically throughout, that's usually been because whenever I've done them earlier, I've usually been end up getting called by my parents and all to help do mundane things around the house, bringing clothes that were recently washed and dried up and swapping them around so like say one load that was in the washer can go into the dryer and get dried and then bring them up. Or I have to start a load of clothes. Really, I'm one of the guys who does most of everything around the house, chore-wise and whatnot. Like, I think the only things I don't do is mop, vacuum, dust, or clean the, toilets and whatnot. I think that's literally the few things I don't do. Well, unless cooking would count, but I don't know if that would count as a chore, and I don't know how to cook, but still. Yes. Let me refresh this again. Make sure everything's up to date. Alright. I see we have 2 people on. Well, to be fair, it makes it easier on my mom and my stepdad because, let's face it, they work for, like, longer than I'm in school for, hour-wise. And when they get home, like, they're either tired from their job or stressed out. And so, like, I don't mind doing the chores because it makes it easier on them because it gives them at least a little less work that they have to do once they get home. And I get that. I understand that. And sure, I might gripe and complain while doing them and then having to do them sporadically during the day, like say after school or on weekends, but I don't mind. Whatever I can do, I'll do it as far as, giving my parents a chance to relax and whatnot. I may not like the chores I have to do, but I still get them done. And I might gripe and complain while doing them, but I still get them done. And keep in mind, my sister is a few years younger than me, and she does have her own chores, but I'm going to be honest, she hardly does them. I think only if you pay her or promise to get her something like that. That's usually the only thing that'll get her to do them. But let's face it, I get it. She's younger, so, she doesn't have to do them, but I hope she gets to where she's like me later on and, does them whether she wants to or not. Because, to be fair, I'm glad I have these chores I've got to do because they help as far as keeping a home up, or at least kept up to a livable state. Like, I may not vacuum, but I have vacuumed occasionally, so I know how to work the vacuum cleaner. I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't know how to use one if I was never shown how to use one. Like, I wouldn't know how to use a dishwasher or use a washing machine or a dryer. I learned all that by doing them as doing chores that related to them and their functions. And keep in mind, I've been doing this since I was like, I think 14 or 15. My dad didn't know how to use, the washing machine or dryer. Now this is true, okay? He did not know how to use any of that stuff until his late dad, my grandmother's late husband, you know, suffered a stroke. That was back in the 90s, and that was before my dad, or right when my dad started getting in his upper teens, early 20s. Okay? So, yeah. Hadn't been that long ago. It's only been like 20 years since he learned how to use the appliance like that. So he probably would have been, I don't know, he probably would have been around the age I'm at now, 17, 18, or 19. Which would make sense. I mean, he would have, you know, let's see, he was born towards the end of the 70s, like a year or two before the end of the 70s. So by, let's see, 88, he would have been 10. Yeah, so my grandmother's late husband had the stroke, I think, in 96. I think it was either 95 or 96. So he would have had to learn how to use the, appliances, the washer, the dryer, before, like 4 or 5 years before he turned 20, which would have been in 1998. 2 years, mind you, before I showed up. Yes. So, yeah. Yes. So, is that? Okay, good. That's project is up. Thank goodness. All right, open with. TACIT, what's that, 4070? I don't get what that is. Hang on, I just realized I could probably open this. I could probably go into slides and do this. There it is. I don't mind if you call me. I'm just trying to do some stuff here so I can show you guys this stuff. I forget the abbreviation for a PowerPoint document. Let me see. I'm worried this might corrupt it, but you know what? That's why I made a copy for my own use. That way, God forbid, if that happened, I wouldn't be screwing up the version I needed to turn in. Which, by the way, I did pass on that project. Also, an update on my photography now. I needed to let you guys know of this sooner. The check, as far as how much I ended up earning from that reception, it finally came. I'm not going to say the amount that was on it, but it surprised my parents and I greatly because I was not expecting the amount I earned to be as high as it was. So I can now say officially that exhibition and reception was a success. It may have taken a while for the check to show up, but fine by me. It's a good first start. There it is. No, .pptx. Right, that's what I need to rename this as. Let's see, you know, this totally won't go bad at all. Yeah, my allergies started up because of the pollen too, so don't worry, I don't have that illness. It's just pollen. Alright, I'm going to have to share that thing with me. I'm going to see if I can make a copy. Of the slide. I'm glad I saved it. Okay, that's odd. It's like it won't work for some reason. Really? Alright, gotta do this the hard way. I see. Oh, and those who are interested, I've got a Discord thing. I have the link saved so I can get it next time. Of course, an hour in is going to be a bit late on that regard. Alright, Discord. Cord disk. Well. Alright, let's see here. 4070, you there?
Yeah.
Alright, I was just making sure.
Yeah.
Alright. Excuse me. Alright, there's gotta be a way I can get that document, or that PowerPoint thing off. That's the thing, when I emailed it, apparently I lost ownership of it. Like, I mean, I turned it into the teacher, so I can understand that, but it'd be nice if I could get a copy that I could edit, you know, later on if I wanted. Drive. Slash, yeah. Yeah, that's how I'm feeling it. I've been feeling these past few days. This past week, even. Tiring. Well, so how have you been, man? What? You cut out, man. You cut out.
Sorry.
It's alright. Everything's just glitching out as it is. Sorry, I'm trying to get my thing here. I'm probably not going to game tonight. It's like everything is on the fritz. Alright, there we go. I'm able to copy each slide over. I'm glad that that's easier.
Are you on roll?
No, I'm not. I'm trying to get my slides from the project back over so I can share it in case anybody was interested. That's going to take me a few minutes because there's 18 slides and I don't know. Oh, this works so much better. Okay. Perfect. There we go. Okay. Now that that's saved,
Are you busy, bro?
pardon?
Are you busy, bro?
You keep cutting out, man. I'm just saying. Alright, now that I've gotten this slide thing taken care of, I'm going to go over to this. Since I've now got a new backup of the project on my school email, I can now change the slide format here to blank. And make it to where now I can X off of that, go back in, copy this, close that, paste.
I'm gonna play Real Olympic.
I'm not going to be playing the classic one, man. It's not possible. Not new tab, stop it.
New one.
Dude, I'm trying to...
Then you want.
I know that. I'm talking about the remastered one. I can't play it. It's unplayable. I'm not trying to upset you, man, but I'm just telling you, my computer is not strong enough or powerful enough to handle
Okay,
Rails Unlimited. And besides, you're cutting out, man. Do you have, like, a microphone or speakers or anything, by chance? I mean, I'm not mad. I'm just saying, like, because I can barely hear you. I,
no.
alright. Yeah, sorry, all. I'm trying to get this slide projects transferred over, and it's rather difficult, to say the least, considering what I'm trying to... I'm trying to send each slide over... because I'm trying to... I want to share it with y'all so y'all have a chance to see it. Problem is, it's acting like whenever I post it over to my normal email or my normal slides thing, the images won't load. Yeah, images can't be loaded. That's why I made a backup so I'm able to save it properly this time. File, download. I can just share it as a link.
I have a.
What?
I have a.
Dude, oh my god, this annoys me. This always annoys me when everything doesn't work. Like, I don't get it. It's like I can't transfer the slide over without it, like... I don't know if you could try calling on your phone, could you? Or is that what you're on currently?
I don't. Uh,
Alright, let's see here. Alright. See if this will work. Sorry, I have to look closer at my screen. That's... Even with glasses, that's just how it is. There we go, finally. Maybe I can finally get this thing. What? Everything's glitching, man. I'm sorry. Dude, your mic. Can you try resetting your internet? Like disconnecting, reconnecting, or even resetting the router for where you're at? That usually works.
Okay.
Alright. Now you can hear the computer basically screaming. Alright.
I can restart my phone.
Alright. Ah, I hear you two playing downstairs. Alright, let me hit this. Alright, y'all. I was able to get the thing up to where it's now on my Gmail, so it's set and it's not like on my school one. So, I mean, I'm just going to post the project here in case any of y'all are interested in seeing it. Like, if not, you know, you don't have to. But if you want to, you can. If you don't, you don't have to. It's that simple. And while I'm at it, let me go get the Discord link, because that's what I do here. Here's the link to the Discord server that Fruitbutt made for me and those interested in the channel. There we are. The link to the presentation, to the slide project I had to do for zoology is directly above. Alright.
Sorry about that.
It's alright. It's alright. Probably, I was thinking most of the people from my high school would just be like chilling and not even bothering to do the work. But I'm glad that, you know, myself and a few others are trying to keep up. Means less than we have to do when we return. For instance, I got my econ teacher assigned us a note packet that we would normally fill out by hand over the course of 2 weeks. Sometimes 3 weeks. I was able to get it done in 2 days. I will admit, he did also send a study guide for like 27 weeks. The problem with that is, though, that, I mean, I have all of the material that would need to be put on the study guide. The problem is that it's all scattered in my book bag, and plus the writing on it is so bad that I wouldn't be able to read it in order to, you know, copy it down, much less type it. So I don't know how I'm going to do that. So, yeah, I might try and worry about... That's the one thing that I've decided I'm going to try and work on once I get back. Or once we get back into school, if we get back into school. I would say what they could do next time is try and think of a way to do a sort of video webcast or something where we could get all the students from each class together for that one thing, and then our teacher could like teach us through the video chat, and we could all share screens to fill out notes and whatnot. I mean, it'd make it so much easier. Now you don't have to wait days for emails and whatnot to get back. You know it.
I have been distraught.
What? Here.
I have been distraught for
4070, I can barely hear you. You may need to type. The important thing is can you hear me? Because I don't know if my audio is coming in for you, is it?
kinda.
Alright, well in that case I think the gobbleness on both ends is probably due to the fact that the internet where I'm at sucks. So yeah, it's funny. This Toshiba gets only 2 to 3 bars of internet. That Acer gets like full bars. I kid you not. Plus, it's fast. I was almost tempted to ask my folks, hey, I know you don't approve of it, but could I bring the Acer over for schoolwork? Because that's the thing. All of my schoolwork is being sent through Google Classroom and Gmail. Those are able to be synced up with my Acer laptop easily. And it's fast. It's very fast. I know that from its gaming capabilities. And I know it would work well as a work computer since it's that fast. In short, basically, I'm going to just say it again with more clarity. The Acer is fast since it's been retrofitted to be a gaming computer, but I think it could also have that speed. I think that speed could also be used for, general work, including schoolwork. Like if I needed to get an assignment done and it has to be sent out at a specific time, that would probably send emails out like instantly, and I'd imagine it'd receive them just as fast. With this computer and even this phone, I've sent emails back and forth to myself concerning certain pictures, and it would sometimes be days before I got the email back or received it. So that's an issue. Heck, even here on mine, even with my school email, it's the same way. I've gotten emails the teachers have sent out late. Far later than they were originally sent. I am curious, was anybody able to look at the slide project I sent in the live chat? I mean, if not, that's okay. I was just curious. Alright. Well, I'm glad I'm able to get back to doing an hour-long stream. 47, I'm probably going to end the call. Is that okay? I will say, this whole mess with the virus has also seriously changed any planned trips that we planned on going on. Any planned trips that my grandmother and I planned on going on, which means all trips, whether it be major ones or day trips, including the trip up to Connecticut, are probably going to be canceled indefinitely because of this whole illness. And that even includes day trips. Like, I don't even think I'll be able to go up to the Hogan house anymore to photograph it. I want to, but the problem is the only way I can go up there to photograph it up close is with my grandmother, because I don't think my parents and them know that I've gotten permission from the landowner to photograph it and video it. I've gotten plenty of videos and photos of the home, but the fact is, each time I go back, it's different, whether it be for the foliage or the house itself. The home itself changes each time, each week, because the debris shifts around so much. So it could already have, the whole front probably could have already collapsed by this point. Who knows? Because the reason I say that, it's getting to that point. It's just a matter of when, not if, when. Okay. Huh. That's interesting. There's a photo in Railroad Photography on Cape Rail LLC that shows a steam locomotive that looks like it may still be operable. Yeah, because they got a water tank right there, so I'm curious. What locomotive is that? Oh, crap. I hate when this happens. No. That's not 7002. You didn't even see the picture. I know what 7002 looks like. It's in the Railroad Museum of Pennsylvania. I've seen it countless times. And Google Chrome's not responding. Wonderful. That's not unusual at all for me. It's alright, 4070. Videos earlier. No, Kevin, I didn't. Mike, it's M-I-C, not M-A-I-C. Not M-A, okay, sorry. See, this is what happens. This is right here. I know this is how I feel. Like when I get towards the point of tiredness, but it's probably because I haven't eaten anything and it's close to 10 o'clock, so I'm probably going to end the stream when I get called down for dinner, and that'll be that. I'm glad I've been able to get at least one stream done this week. Better than none, I guess. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just tired. But staying up for pretty much the entire day will do that to you. Yes. Oh, by the way, I didn't know this until recently. Apparently, the movie Beetlejuice has been made into a musical. Yes. And my God, is it funny. It is funny as hell. I'm being honest. I thought the movie was funny. This takes it up a notch. It's cringy, but it's deliberately cringy, which I love. And the funny thing is that, like, I saw the CBS report on it, so, where the cast and all was at the Tony Awards. So, of course, they had to censor a bit of the lyrics, but the album version of, like, one of the songs, oh my God. It's just as edgy comedy-wise as the movie is, and I love that. I love that. It's weird, it's funny, it's edgy comedy-wise. That's what I love. It's great. I hope when all this mess with this whole illness blows over or gets cured, I am definitely going to try and go to the Classic Center when it shows up to Athens. You can bet your life I'm going there. In fact, here, let me, everybody in the Discord, check this out. And everyone in the live chat did the same. Let me find it. Let me see. This was absolutely hilarious. I loved it. And the show has only been around since April of 2019, believe it or not. I'm not going to spoil it, so you're just going to have to watch the video and whatnot. So, yeah. Oh, there's a whole different version. Alright, I'm going to send, yeah, I'm going to just post both of these here. There's the version I remember. Alright, now here is the openings. My God, I've got a bush growing down from my chin. What's the quality like? My God. Annotations. I'm amazed they even still keep that feature, even though nobody uses it anymore. Alright, by the way, guys, or anybody who's still in the stream, here's the links to said video. So, I'm actually probably going to end the stream now, so, yeah. I'll see y'all later. Ground Observer 2000 signing out. Before I pass out from exhaustion.